Ladies and gentlemen, it was the hottest night of the summer. And when it was all said and done, the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California will never be the same again. Welcome to the recap of SummerSlam 2014. What's good, everybody? I am Michael Flecha alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. Of course, if everybody needs to know, Derek Ferrero will do his own video on YouTube.com and on SoundCloud, so keep your eyes peeled to that. That could be coming up either tonight or possibly tomorrow. Gentlemen, we're not gonna waste any time. We're gonna just dive right in. The first thing we had tonight was the pre-show fight: Antonio Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam. RVD wins the bout. So, Anthony Florio, I give it to you. 3 minutes on the clock, and go.
All right. Hello, friends. It is indeed ridiculously over. Anthony Florio. Welcome to our SummerSlam 2014 recap. Delighted to be here as always. Delighted to have you with us as well. What a night indeed. I mean, stars galore were out tonight, including our own, the newest member of our little family, if you will, Lindsay McCormick. I mean, yes, she was there, folks. And you want proof? I'll give you proof later on. I'm going to share with you a photo I have of her. From tonight's event in the backstage area. But getting into this, this was one of the better pre-show fights I've seen in a while. I mean, this was a very good match. I mean, solid fight. I mean, good near falls, good action throughout. So I'm going to give this between 2.5 and 3 stars. I thought this was a very good match, and not at all surprised that RVD won because let's face it, Cesaro's been booked as an enhancement talent at this point. It's a damn shame too. I mean, I could create a meme right now. One of the infamous memes there with Triple H. Triple H, I lied, saying that. Remember when I said Cesaro was going to get pushed to the moon and back after WrestleMania? I lied, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, all he's gone. There's only one direction. He's gone, and that's down. That's all there is to it. It's a damn shame too. Unless this leads to some kind of payoff, I still don't understand it. But anyways. Give me 2.5 to 3 stars for the fight. Good, very good way to start the show, and I think it set the tone, no pun intended, for what ended up being one of the most insane nights I've ever seen in my life. So with that said, Michael Bullock, let's throw it up now to the phenom of our group, the one and only Mr. Michael Bullock.
All right, thank you very much, ridiculously over Anthony Florio. Yes, this is the phenom Mike Bullock here for this SummerSlam recap edition of the Wrestling Forum. Delighted to be here, and yeah, I mean, I do agree. I mean, I thought this was an okay fight. I mean, we had some good action here between these two, and I'll say 2.5, somewhere between 2.5 to 3 stars. I mean, I thought this was a really good tone setter for SummerSlam. Well, for SummerSlam, and yeah, Cesaro basically can't buy himself a win right now, and I mean, basically, they're making him look like a dud enhancement talent lately with all these losses, and yeah, I mean, and we talked about it last night on the preview. I mean, we all said that, that he was going to get a big time push after he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Yeah, what happened to that big time push that they were talking about? Because I haven't even seen it happen. So, yeah. So, yeah, really nothing else for me to say is 2.5 to 3 stars and a good match here, and that set the tone with we can all agree was one of the most insane SummerSlams that I have ever seen in a long time. So with that being said, Fletcher, your thoughts, or if you didn't see it, let's just move on to the main card.
Actually, I actually saw the whole event. I actually saw the pre-show fight. I actually saw everything. Now, I was flipping through because there was another wrestling event that was going on almost simultaneously during the night tonight, but I'll get into that video on another day. Actually, tomorrow, I'll do that early in the day because I actually was watching Triple Mania 22. I'll get into that. That's AAA from Mexico. I'll get into that. That's their version of WrestleMania. They had it tonight. And surprise, surprise, color me surprised, Alberto Del Rio showed up on that show tonight. So I'll get into all of that tomorrow. Now, back to SummerSlam, back to this fight. 2.5-star fight, no doubt about it. I thought this was a great match. I really loved how the body of work was everything that went down into this fight. RVD went for the 5-star frog splash 3 times, could not put Cesaro away. Cesaro showing the heart and the fire that he always brings to the table each and every week. And yeah, so ever since he left Paul Heyman and no longer is a Paul Heyman guy, Cesaro all of a sudden has been losing matches left and right, and we kind of wonder what the hell is going on. Hopefully there'll be some more clarity about that in the near future, but let's get right into it. We started it off with a promo segment by the legendary Hulk Hogan, hyping about SummerSlam, hyping about the WWE Network, that you can get it for $9.99. But remember, folks, it's a 6-month commitment if you're going to do the WWE Network for the $9.99. Or you can get it for $19.99 with no commitment, but that has not gone into effect yet. And of course, prices do vary when you go throughout the world. But the first fight of SummerSlam was for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz put the title on the line against Dolph Ziggler, the winner of the bout, and new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Dolph Ziggler. Michael Bullock, you started off.
Wow, I mean, all I can say is this was unpredictable. I mean, because we all agreed last night during our recap. Well, Fletch wasn't around for it, but we all thought that the Miz was going to win, because let's face it, as of late, I mean, whenever they put Ziggler in a big time match, then next thing you know, they have him lose, and then they start burying him again. But I'm glad they finally did it, and he gets the win, and now is the new Intercontinental Champion. And the bout, I think, was about 7 minutes and 44 seconds. I think I can, if I'm correct on that. I'm gonna say probably about I'm gonna go probably 2.5 stars. I mean, this was a good match. I mean, yeah, it was a little too short for my liking. I mean, I would have loved to see a little more, but all I can say is good win here for Dolph Ziggler, and who knows, maybe this is a sign of things to come for him. Maybe things are looking up on the bright side for Dolph Ziggler, but this is a good start for him. So 2.5 stars for me. Fletch, your thoughts?
History has been made in Los Angeles, California tonight. There's no doubt about that. Dolph Ziggler wins the Intercontinental Championship in a 2.5-star fight. This was a way to start SummerSlam. Rip-roaring, hard-hitting, and I was pleasantly surprised with this fight. I was shocked that this was the fight that started the card, but once the body of work went out and the way that it all laid out, it proved to be perfect in every sense of the word. Yes, the story of the night, Dolph Ziggler is out of the proverbial doghouse and is now, once again, a champion in WWE, and he is the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Anthony, it is yours.
Well, I think you saw I think you saw the little gesture I was doing. Yes, 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 indeed. Dolph Ziggler, the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. I am beyond pleased with that result. I mean, very pleased with this result. I mean, I'll be honest, I thought this was going to go over. We all did. We did our preview show last night with Eric Ferreira. But, oh boy, they threw the monkey wrench at us. And this is one time where we're happy about it. I mean, Dolph Ziggler, a guy who was in the doghouse, like Fletch said, and now, once again, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. First time in, 4 years that I can recall? So, yeah, I mean, about damn time. Now let's hope that this is a sign of things to come. Let's hope this is a sign of bigger and better things to come for the show-off. I mean, big win. Crowd loved it. That crowd popped big when he won it. I marked too. I mean, the minute I knew he was going to win that fight was when he kicked out a skull crushing finale. When he did that, I'm like, oh yeah, Ziggler's going to win this thing now. He's got to win this thing now. Sure enough, he did. The zigzag may not have been the best one, but who cares? There was enough that got it done, and he wins the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to do a little bit better. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars and say one of my top fights of the night for sure. I mean, these two guys are always capable of putting on some damn good matches. I mean, remember, these two guys are the only guys that have ever and most likely ever, will be the only 5-star classic match in the history of WWE main event, which you can see Tuesday nights on the network, 8 o'clock. And number 2, don't forget, some time ago, Monday Night Raw, they had a 3.5 to 4-star match on that show. And then tonight, a solid 3-star fight here. Great way to start off SummerSlam, and for the umpteenth time, the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship changed its hands at SummerSlam. I mean, just like the WWE Championship almost always changes hands at WrestleMania, we saw it again here at SummerSlam with the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Remember, first 5 years, the first 2 were the Ultimate Warrior, late great Texas Tornado Kerry Von Erich, Bret the Hitman Hart against Mr. Perfect, the British Bulldog against Bret the Hitman Hart, Razor Ramon against Diesel, Stone Cold against Owen Hart, Triple H and The Rock in the ladder match, Jeff Jarrett winning the Intercontinental and European titles from D'Lo Brown, China winning in that unusual mixed tag team match with the late great Eddie Guerrero against Trish Stratus and Val Venus, Edge knocking off Lance Storm, RVD over Chris Benoit. I mean, I think that's the first time since then, as I recall, that the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship has changed hands at a SummerSlam. So we got to count all that up. I mean, it's got to be well over 10 times that the IC title has changed hands in the history of SummerSlam. So first 5, no doubt, and then 94 was 6, 97 was 8, I believe, 5, and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I believe this marks the 13th time that the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship has changed hands at a SummerSlam. So, congrats, Dolph Ziggler, well-deserved, 3-star match. Michael Bullock, how do you follow that?
Well, actually, I'll take it.
I already talked about it.
I was gonna say, I'll take it right back. I'll take it right back over. I mean, this was unbelievable. What a way to start it off. And then right after that, we go into some hot diva action. The first of 2 fights tonight, as it was Paige, as she gets her chance to try to regain the WWE Divas Championship from the reigning champion, which was AJ Lee, the winner of the bout. And no! WWE Divas Champion Paige, she's regained the title tonight. You know what? I gotta say it. This is a 3-star fight. I get to lead off here. And I have to say it. This was probably one of the best Divas fights you'll ever see at SummerSlam. In all the years we've done SummerSlam, or all the years that we've seen Divas fights, this has to go down as one of the best. Now, is it better than Stephanie and Brie Bella? We'll get into that in a little bit. But no doubt about it, this was, to me, a great match, thrilling fight. It went back and forth. You saw the one-upsmanship throughout this match, how Paige and AJ Lee kind of got into their psycho modes. But the beauty of this fight and the beauty of this match was that it was crisp, it was cool, it was basically what you expected from 2 amazing female wrestlers like an AJ Lee, like Paige. We knew their body of work going into it, and tonight was the ultimate payoff. And to crown a new champion on top of that here in LA, it's a bigger story than anything else. To me, 3-star fight, no doubt about it. Definitely one of my top fights of the night. Anthony, it is yours.
3 stars as well. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, who cares if it was a 5-minute match? What we got in that 5 minutes, damn it to hell, that was freaking awesome, dude. I mean, we knew this was going to be one of the best Diva fights in a very long time, and they delivered. What else is there to say? I mean, would I have liked to have seen it go a little bit longer, to be honest with you? Yes, I would have. Because 5 minutes I felt was way too short. But what we got in that 5 minutes, I mean, that was absolutely incredible. I mean, great near false down, right? I mean, the storytelling was spot on. And now we have ourselves the next great Diva rivalry. Finally. We've been waiting for this. I mean, for the longest time, this Divas division has been mush. Absolute mush. But tonight they took their first step from turning this Diva division from mush into muscle. And that's exactly what we got tonight. And for the first time since the days of Lita and Trish Stratus, we have ourselves the next great Diva rivalry in World Wrestling Entertainment Nashville, Tennessee, Bridgestone Arena, September 21st. Brace yourselves, because guess what? You're getting this at the Night of Champions. You're going to get first. They're going to invoke the rematch. They're going to do it again. It's going to be Paige. It's going to be AJ Lee. It's going to be for the Divas title. It's going to be at the Night of Champions in Nashville, Tennessee. So, Opry Town, Music City, USA. You're going to be saying to yourselves, how are we going to top what the City of Angels did? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that. I hope they get along. I hope all right. 3-star match, yes. But here's the thing. My only criticism, too short. Too short for my liking. That's the only criticism I have of this fight. But other than that, wow. Unbelievable. 3-star match. Congrats to Paige, new Divas champion, and I know somewhere in his little studio right now, a certain individual, a certain Grand Poobah, has got to be having his little Cheshire cat-like grin and saying, "My girl did it. Yep, his baby girl is the champ again." So Derek Ferreira, I know you got to be a happy man right about now. So, and remember, he got to meet her June 20th at the house show. Yes, Michael Bullock, I think he's doing the exact same thing. And who knows, when they come back here October 4th, he may get to meet her again. Who knows? We'll see. But for right now, 3-star match, just too short. That's the only problem I had. So Night of Champions, on the 21st of September, 5 weeks from tonight, you're going to get it again. And now we have a proper face versus heel feud now, and now a proper chase, because we love baby faces chasing dominant heels as champions. So 2 matches, 2 title changes. Where have we seen this before? Oh yeah, 1991, Madison Square Garden. Anyone? Hello, Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yes, I do say 3 stars for the match as well. I mean, that's the only criticism I have. It was just too short for my liking. I mean, who knows how much higher we could have ranked it if they'd given it much more time. But during that short amount of time, I mean, wow. I mean, we had some really good action during that time between these two. And yeah, if I know Derek Ferreira, he's probably with Paige winning, he's probably going like this: yes, 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 yes. Yeah, and probably got that, like Anthony Florio said, a Cheshire cat-like grin on his face, knowing that his baby girl is now the new Divas champion. And man, if that match does end up happening at Night of Champions, which we're all in agreement it'll happen, I think Nashville, Tennessee, you probably could be in for something even better than what we saw in LA tonight. So 3 stars. So with that being said, Flecha, let's move on to the next match. Botchamania for me.
Oh, Bullock, you're gonna get it for that one. They're gonna rip you to shreds for that botch.
Yep.
I mean, well, all right, let's get right back into it. The next fight of the night that we had was the flag match. It was Alexander Rusev going one-on-one with Jack Swagger. The winner of the bout gets the opportunity to hear their national anthem, and the flag will be raised to the banners. The winner of the bout, Rusev. He beat Jack Swagger by submission as he applies the accolade, and Swagger does not tap out. He passes out to the accolade. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
This was a 2.5-star match for me. I mean, I thought this was a solid flag match. My only complaint here was that it was just basically a regular match. I honestly thought it was going to be a capture the flag match. That's what I really thought it was going to be. I thought the first man to get to the opponent's flag, or whoever gets their own flag first, wins the match. But no, this was almost like Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Boris Zukov on that Saturday night's main event, November of '88, just 2 days after the '88 Survivor Series, and that was a okay match, nothing really special that one. But this one here, I mean, there was some good action here. I mean, the crowd was into it. I mean, there was a time it looked like Swagger was going to win the fight, but that did not happen. I suppose Rusev going over here is fine, but I would have liked to have seen Swagger get the Duke here. But, you know, they already, I figured, you know what, they already gave us Ziggler, so I guess we can't always get what we want. So that was the case here. So yeah, solid, okay fight. I mean, I don't know what's next for these two. I'm thinking this was probably the blow-off here. I don't know what's next for Rusev. Maybe bigger and better things for him. Not sure about Swagger yet, but we'll have to wait and see. So, yeah, I mean, a solid fight. And I'd have to say, based on the body of work of this show tonight, I would have to say by default now, worst fight of the night by default, because everything else was unbelievable tonight. So 2.5 stars for me. So with that said, Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, it was another solid 2.5 star fight. I mean, it was, yeah. When we were all thinking with this being a flag match, I thought the flag would like be in each corner, and the first person to retrieve the flag would win the match. But obviously, that wasn't the case. I guess the thing is now, when I guess you pin your opponent, you get to raise your country's flag. So yeah, I wasn't that surprised. I mean, I had a little gut feeling inside me that Rusev was gonna win this. But yeah, it was fine for what it was worth. And yes, I do agree with you, Anthony. I mean, by default, this was the worst fight of the night because everything else was just awesome. Like you basically said. So yeah. So like you said, now what's next for Swagger and Rusev? For Rusev, maybe it's on to bigger and better things. Maybe some kind of a title shot. I don't know. Maybe an intercontinental title shot. Maybe a U.S. title shot. I mean, can't believe I'm actually saying that since he is from Russia. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. And as for Swagger, I don't know. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait and see for both of these guys. So, 2.5 stars, and by default, this is the worst fight of the night. So, with that being said, Flecha, your thoughts.
I gotta say at least 2.5, 2 3/4 of a star of the fight, and yeah, I do agree. I mean, it could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot different from the way that this thing turned out. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was a solid fight, and I love the body of work that both guys did, and they really made the match really emphasize about the magnitude of this match. Especially when you saw the camera shots of Lana and the camera shot of Zeb Coulter and what that match meant to get the superiority and to know that your country is gonna be, their flag would be raising high in the Staples Center tonight. And let me tell you, it was such a way of a great match, and it really took away from us, that Cold War mentality. Yes, Rusev wins the match. Yes, we got to hear the Russian national anthem, and yes, the Russian flag has gone up like it's been going up for the last few months in WWE, no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, the body of work, I don't think this is over by a long shot, especially after Rusev basically KOs Zeb Coulter, and the way the commentary really absolutely said how it was disgraceful and it was the darkest day and everything else. One person I have in mind that could be the guy that could come in and save uh, the USA's high, and you already know where I'm going with it. I'm not going to mention the name, but you already know. I think Michael Bullock's shirt pretty much says the story, if you know what I mean. But no, Bullock, not now, later. But I will say this: it was a good match, solid fight. Nothing more to say. Let's just move on to the next bout here at SummerSlam, and that was, well, what is it to say? It was the Lumberjack match. It was Dean Ambrose going one-on-one against Seth Rollins. The winner of the bout, it was Seth Rollins. He beats Dean Ambrose here tonight. Michael Bullock, it's yours, my friend. What did you think?
Wow, all I can say is this was a crazy, insane match. This is probably one of the most insane lumberjack matches I have ever seen in a long, long time. And this match basically, to me, it got about 10 minutes and 38 seconds. So I'm gonna say, because of the body work and the way that that crowd was really into that, I'm going to say this was about 3.5 stars in my opinion. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, we basically saw it all. I mean, Dean Ambrose, he's not the lunatic fringe for nothing. I mean, they were basically battling out through the crowd. I mean, every time one of them got thrown out, they had to get thrown back into the ring. And except there was one time, I think, when Dean Ambrose got thrown out, he got beaten down. And I mean, and then they basically took it to the crowd, and to the point where the director of operations, Kane, come down and try to get things under control, and they got Dean Ambrose back into the ring, and you saw Seth Rollins basically trying to escape, but you saw the Usos and Big E basically surrounding him, and they carried him, and I mean, you can only imagine what's going through Seth Rollins' mind as he was getting carried back to the ring. If I know he was thinking, he's probably saying, "I'm reporting this to the authority, and I'm going to make sure they fire all your asses." And then next thing you know, Dean Ambrose comes from the top rope and lands right on everybody, and then Dean Ambrose hits Seth Rollins' finishing maneuver, the curb stop on him, and just when it looked like he was going to get the win, Kane comes in, and Goldust basically got in Kane's face and saying, "What the hell are you doing?" And then he gets nailed for his doing, and then everybody jumps in, and it was just flat out insane. I mean, it was just a good old-fashioned Donnybrook by everybody, and basically it ending with Seth Rollins hitting Dean Ambrose with the Money in the Bank briefcase. 1, 2, 3, he gets the win. So, yeah, so what's next for these two? I mean, I don't know how they're going to settle this. I mean, I get this feeling this rivalry is far from over, but 3.5 stars, and this is probably one of the most insane lumberjack matches I have seen in a long time. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say except, Flecha, your thoughts on this insane bout.
This has to be the best lumberjack match I've ever seen in my life. Probably the greatest lumberjack match in WWE history. That's how good this fight was. And I'm gonna go one up. I'm gonna one up you, Michael Bullock, when I say this: 3 3/4 to 4 stars. This was a tremendous lumberjack match. Yes, we had a little crooky finish, which could have taken it away and possibly would have given it maybe 4 1/4, 4.5. But because of the ending, it was bad. But the fight itself was absolutely phenomenal. I mean, without a doubt, this was pure insanity. Like you said, chaos galore. But to me, the greatest lumberjack match in WWE history. What we witnessed tonight was basically two men leaving it on the line, laying everything out, and then the lumberjacks actually was utilized in such a way than in any other time that it made the match even better. The Lumberjacks, I really honestly thought the Lumberjacks was going to hurt the fight. They actually benefited from the fight and made it even better than expected. So for me, this was better than even I even thought of. And for that, 3 3/4 to 4 stars, definitely one of the top fights of the night. I don't think it's the fight of the night, but it's definitely up at the top. Anthony, it's yours.
Well, I forgot to make one other point when we were talking about the Rusev Swagger fight, and that is I should have went with my gut on that one. I initially had Rusev going over in that fight, but then I ended up going with Swagger at the 11th hour last night. So, but once again, in addition to that, I'm gonna take my crow and I'm gonna eat that stuff. I'm gonna eat that SOB. You know why? Because I thought this fight was gonna be awful. I said that the Lumberjack. I was basically being a lemon. I had to be a lemon in this one and say that, oh, the Lumberjack match is going to water down the fight. It's going to ruin what could have been an awesome fight. Well, nope. I'm taking that all back. I never thought the Lumberjack match was actually going to benefit this, and it did. And to the point where, ladies and gentlemen, you witnessed tonight the greatest Lumberjack match in WWE history. 5-star classic? No, not quite. Not even close. But it is one of the top fights of the night for sure. I mean, the action was insane. I mean, wow. I mean, you don't get action like this at a Los Angeles Kings hockey game. No, you don't. I mean, you don't get anything like that here. I mean, no. You didn't get to see any of that during the Kings' run to the Stanley Cup. No, you didn't get to see that. What we saw tonight was more action than any of those combined. Forget the Sharks. Forget the Ducks. Forget the Blackhawks. Forget the Rangers. No. What we saw tonight was straight up mayhem and craziness. I mean, yeah, Corporate King, or as they like to call him, Citizen Kane, came out and, tried to buzzkill the fight, which he did. He was still the ending. But the right guy went over here. I mean, Rollins going over, I don't have any issue with that whatsoever, because Derek said last night that Dean Ambrose is going to be taking some time off to film a movie. So, one of the newest WWE film projects. So, he'll be gone for a little bit. So, I'm sure we'll see this again. Maybe at the Night of Champions. You never know. Because remember, we only have 5 championships. You can't have a 5-match card. You got to have at least 2 or 3 non-championship matches on there somewhere. But I think this will be one of them. I really do. I think Nashville, I think you're going to get this as well on September 21st. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, 3.5 to 4 stars is the correct rating for this fight. Unbelievable match. The craziness. I mean, if Flecha and I were doing commentary, we would have had quite a few club sandwich moments. And I would say, that's the biggest club sandwich I've ever seen. Don't hold everything. Put it all on there. Put the lettuce, put the bacon, the lettuce, the tomatoes, the mustard, the ketchup. We could have had ourselves a Cliff Huxtable hoagie from the Cosby Show, for God's sake. Good grief. I mean, that was unbelievable. So, 3.5 to 4 stars. I mean, an incredible match. And kudos to WWE for actually making the Lumberjack stipulation work and for making me eat my words. For this fight only, I'm a rosebud and not a lemon. Awesome match. But not the fight of the night. I know a lot of people saying, what? What has to be the fight of the night that was better than this? Don't worry, you'll get it in due time. So while we're doing on that, I'm working on a funny meme I got for later. So with that said, let's move on.
And we're going to move right on. The next fight of the night, it was Bray Wyatt going one-on-one with Y2J, Chris Jericho. The winner of the bout was Bray Wyatt. Another tremendous match in SummerSlam tonight. This was another amazing match. And to me, another 3.5 to 3 3/4 star fight. There was really nothing wrong with this. First off, it had its ample time. It had 12 minutes and 46 seconds. Then on top of that, the body of work of this fight actually really worked. It was really good. It had enough action, enough suspense, enough, basically back and forth. They told a story. The crowd was into it. And when it was all said and done, Los Angeles, I'm here. Bray Wyatt followed the buzzards. He had the whole world in his hands. And he just took out the Ayatollah of rock and roll. Anthony Florio, it's yours.
What was your rating for the fight, Flex? I didn't quite hear that.
3 stars. 3.5 stars.
3 to 3.5 stars is the correct rating for this fight. I do agree with you on that. Another one of the top fights of the night. I mean, I gotta say this was better than the Battleground match. I really do. And once again, the right guy goes over here. I mean, this was expected. I mean, there was no way Jericho was going over 2 events in a row. I mean, I would have been scratching my head at that moment. But no, I mean, this was a very good match. I mean, some great near falls down the stretch. I mean, the only downside for this one is they had to follow that awesome Lumberjack match with Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. They had to figure out a way to put this in the card, and they had to do it. And the crowd was kind of spent from that fight a little bit early on, but they really weren't that disinterested. I mean, they definitely got into the fight, as the fight progressed, and yeah, I mean, a very good match between these 2 guys. And Nashville, Tennessee, I'm going to do it one more time. Another cheap plug for Night of Champions. Blow-off match. Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt, one more time at the Night of Champions in Nashville on September 21st, the Bridgestone Arena. And when that happens, expect us to say, follow the buzzards and not follow your nose like that funny meme I did last night. I don't think you saw it, Fletch, but I did a very funny meme last night with Chris Jericho saying, Bray Wyatt may say follow the buzzards, but I say follow your nose. You know, like the Brooklyn commercials. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun with that on forum last night. But anyways, 3 to 3.5 stars. This was definitely one of the top fights of the night. Right guy won here, without question. Blow-off match expected to happen on September 21st at the Night of Champions in Nashville. And when that happens, Bray Wyatt goes over, follow the buzzards. He'll be sending Chris Jericho off on another hiatus, on another sabbatical, if you will. Like a bullet to yours.
All right, what was your rating, Anthony?
Between 3 to 3.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 3.5 stars for the fight here. I mean, this was another really good match. I mean, and I don't know if you guys noticed it tonight. They brought back the countdown clock when Chris Jericho came out. I mean, I never even expected it. I mean, this is definitely vintage Y2J Chris Jericho. And I don't know if you also noticed, but he had a new jacket as well. I thought that looked cool. I'm sure either one of us would love to wear either one of Chris Jericho's lighted jackets. But all in all, I mean, this was a really good match, and like you said, the right guy went over. Bray Wyatt winning this match, and yep, I know we're gonna get a blow off here at the Night of Champions, and I'm pretty sure Bray Wyatt will win this one, and yep, you're gonna hear it again. Follow the buzzards, and of course with what he said after the match, and with that, he's got the whole world in his hands. So, and then what happens with Jericho? I mean, Anthony said, could he be going on another hiatus afterwards? We'll have to wait and see, but we're definitely going to find out more on that tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. So, 3.5 stars. So with that being said, Flecha, let's move on to the next match.
All right, and we're going to do that just right now. The next fight at SummerSlam. This was the most highly anticipated Divas fight, and basically one of the most geared up fights that we've had in recent years. I mean, you want to talk about cutting the tension with the knife, cutting the excitement with the knife. Stephanie McMahon makes her in-ring return for the first time in over 10 years to go one-on-one with Brie Bella. The winner of the bout, Stephanie McMahon. She wins it tonight. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
Wow. All I can say is, wow, was that quite unbelievable or what? I mean, first off, Stephanie McMahon absolutely looked fantastic tonight. Not just her ring attire. I mean, oh man, unbelievable on that front. But those training videos, they're not a fluke, folks. Those training videos, if you've seen them on Instagram or whatever on social media, yes, the hair is well, Bullock. I mean, it was. She had the Stephanie McMahon Helmsley hairdo, for crying out loud, for God's sake. I mean, I felt like that was back in 2001, 2002, all over again. I mean, good grief. I mean, that was Attitude Era Stephanie we saw tonight. I mean, the only thing missing was the women's title, which she held before. But Brie Bella, I thought, looked great as well. I mean, who would have thought that this fight would actually end up being better than the AJ Lee and Paige fight, as great as that one was? Another 3.5 to 4 star match. I'll probably leaning more towards 3.5 stars on this one because of the fact that, you know, we had that funky finish. It was expected. And, well, the dirt sheets weren't lying. I mean, they were calling for the Nikki Bella heel turn for the longest time, and they delivered it. We got this was, according to some dirt sheets, big time expected. They expected Nikki Bella to go and turn on Brie. It's going to set up an obvious match with these two. Maybe I could probably see this going down at the Night of Champions next month. That's a possibility to think about, if I'm being honest. Or maybe they could do it on Raw tomorrow night. We'll have to wait and see on that. I mean, there is going to be a Nikki Bella Brie Bella match down the road somewhere. So, as the old saying goes, the rich get richer. I mean, I guess we could say unofficially the Authority now has another new member in the form of Nikki Bella. I mean, oh boy. I mean, Mr. Bullock. I mean, the Authority faction is definitely growing, and it's making the Yes movement. I mean, our Yes movement is in serious jeopardy right now. I mean, you got Triple H, you got Stephanie, you got Randy Orton, you got Kane, you got Seth Rollins, and now it's looking like you got Nikki Bella in there too, for God's sake. I mean, oh my goodness. No, indeed, Michael Bullock, you're absolutely right on that. I join you in that. Yeah, all I can say is the Yes movement is in serious trouble. But to be quite honest here, getting back to the fight, I mean, this was awesome. I mean, this definitely made up for that horrific angle from last Monday night, that Claire Lynch-like angle that we saw last Monday night. Totally made up for it. 3.5 stars, another, and I do mean another, one of the top fights of the night. And as the late great Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse would always say, this feud is far from over. As you know, that this ain't over. This ain't over by a long shot. So, wow. All right. So with that said, Michael Bullock, it's yours. How are you gonna follow this?
Wow, I don't know how I'm gonna follow that, but 3.5 stars, and I can't believe it that this match was even better than the Divas title match. I mean, Stephanie McMahon. I mean, when she came out with that, I mean, she looked really good, and when I saw that that hairdo, it looked like vintage Stephanie McMahon Helmsley from the Attitude Era. I mean, and of course, as we always like to call her, the $1 billion princess, and Stephanie McMahon, I gotta be honest with you guys, she looked really good. I mean, she had some really good moves here. I mean, here's the thing: she hasn't wrestled in almost 11 years, and you were thinking, oh, she's gonna have some ring rust. No. She didn't even have any ring rust, and I mean, yeah, the cop-out finish, I didn't like it, but it was expected. And I'll tell you this, I mean, we knew Nikki Bella was going to turn, but, I mean, like I said on the preview last night, I thought Brie Bella was going to win, and then remember what happened at Payback when the Shield beat Evolution. Triple H came out and said that there was always a plan B, and we all know what happened. Seth Rollins turned on the Shield, and the Shield is no more. I was thinking that maybe this was going to be the same thing tomorrow night on Raw if Brie Bella had won, and then have Nikki Bella turn on her sister. But nope, we got the Nikki Bella turning heel tonight, and all I can say is I love the commentary from Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and JBL. I mean, Jerry Lawler and Cole were outraged at it, and JBL was the vintage heel JBL saying, "Oh, wham, 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 wham. You two need to stop crying now." And Anthony Florio, you said that the Yes Movement is in big trouble. Well, to the Authority, here's what I say to them: no, 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 no. Because as long as you are the president of the Rhode Island chapter of the Yes Movement, and I'm the vice president, we are not going to let the Yes Movement die. We're not going to let the Authority end this Yes Movement. Done. Finished. Flecha, go.
Well, I hate to be the bearer. I hate to do this to you, but I'm afraid I got some bad news. It looks like the Yes Movement might not be dead, but it's definitely on life support, especially after tonight. You can't deny that because of what happened in a tremendous, and I mean tremendous, diva match between Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella. And here's the thing. The fans were really siding with Stephanie throughout the fight. I mean, this was a pro IWC crowd, and they were actually leaning towards Steph more than they were leaning towards Brie during the match. Not only that, but Stephanie McMahon's body of work was so good, it even impressed me. And I have to say, you still got it, Steph. You know, you got married. You're a mother of 3. And you come out here tonight and you put that type of performance at SummerSlam and you did that, bravo. Bravo to you. Congratulations on the victory, and congratulations because that's what. And a lot of people were always like, "Oh, she was green as grass." She wasn't, because she was never really a wrestler back in the day. When she first started in WWE, she was a great figure. She was a great authority figure. She was a great, talker. She was a great mouthpiece for a lot of the time. There was a few times where she did wrestle, but remember, she had a lot of help along the way. But through all the training videos, and if you haven't been watching them, go on YouTube or go to WWE.com. She was training hardcore to get herself into shape, and it wasn't because of it wasn't just because of getting back into the ring, but she also needed to be in shape for her daughters, for her three daughters who are very young, and they were out at ringside. They were all there tonight at ringside to watch mommy do what she did. And trust me, she not only just won the respect of the Wrestling Forum crew, she probably did not just win the respect of the Wrestling Forum super fans. She won the respect of the IWC. You still got it, Stephanie McMahon. And anything about ring rust or anything like that, we're not going to say nothing about that because she put in an epic performance tonight. Now, Brie Bella also looked very good in the ring, too. I think this was her personal best in the ring. I mean, out of all the times we've seen Brie Bella, and we've always been knocking the Bella twins for so many years, and I know, Anthony, you've been one of the ringleaders of bashing the Bellas. But tonight, I have to admit, I thought this was her personal best in the ring. I think we saw the best of Stephanie McMahon, the best of Brie Bella. They both went at it. You add the little added caveat of Nikki turning heel, and you had a recipe for perfection in this fight tonight. 3.5 stars is my rating for that, as we will definitely move on. We'll definitely get more into that tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, where we'll get the explanation from Nikki for why she did what she did. Was it because of an authority influence? Was it because of maybe, Brie being gone so long and the resentment of her getting beaten down that, where were you, sis? We'll get the explanation tomorrow night on Raw. We'll wait and see. You guys got to wait at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on the USA Network, and then of course we'll recap that tomorrow night on the Wrestling Forum at 11 p.m. Eastern. And here's the thing, you don't have to pay $9.99 to watch our program. We do it for free for you guys. Alright, so let's move on. And the next fight we had was Roman Reigns, as he went one-on-one with Randy Orton. The winner of the bout was Roman Reigns at 16:26. And I believe it's Michael Bullock's turn. Yes, it is. It's Bullock's turn. So, Nomar, speak your mind.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Well, all I can say is, boys, this was, to me, the fight of the night. We thought maybe Cena and Lesnar was going to be the fight of the night, but no, this turned out to be a much better match than what we expected. And we had some. You definitely you told us about it, Florio, but we'll definitely get into that afterwards. Some great back and forth, and of course, the one thing we saw was a Samoan drop from the top rope, or the second rope, I should say, from Roman Reigns. You saw Randy Orton take a nasty fall, and what you also saw was when Roman Reigns tried to go for a Superman punch for the second time, and Randy Orton countered it into an RKO. And when I saw that happen, I was like, "That's it, it's over." And then, as soon as the 3 was coming down, he kicked out, and I was like, "Whoa, what?" And you saw that look in Randy Orton's eye. and and I like what the commentator said. You wonder if Orton's going to go for a plan B, but JBL's like, no, I think he's going for a plan punt. And we were thinking, oh shoot, this is not going to end well for Roman Reigns. And he gets out of the way, and here comes the spear, spear. 1, 2, 3, and I can say, folks, that this was Roman Reigns' best match as a solo competitor, if I'm going to be quite honest here. So, yeah, and I'm hoping that this continues a big-time push for Roman Reigns. As Anthony Florio pretty much mentioned in his scenarios last night when we did our preview of the show. So, fight of the night, and for my rating, I'm gonna say 4 to Mace. I'm gonna say 4 stars because I mean this was definitely better than what I expected. So 4 stars for me. Flecha, your thoughts?
I'm gonna say 3 3/4. It's almost close to 4. I think they were flirting with 4, but I will say this: this was the ultimate shocker for me, and it wasn't because of how Roman Reigns won the fight because I predicted Roman was gonna win it, but the match itself. The dirt sheets were dumping on this fight. This was the fight we were kind of fearing that was going to be the worst fight of the night. And they went out and destroyed in SummerSlam tonight. And they gave us 3 3/4 to 4 stars of amazing action. And this was without a doubt, maybe when the bright lights and the big spotlight is on, then they probably went above and beyond. But my God, what a match this was. And it had the perfect time. It had the ample time. The body of work was there. You saw everything that was happening. Yes, you got a Superman punch. RKO. He was going for the second one. Reversed into an RKO. You're thinking it's over. The punt missed. They went into the spear and the 1, 2, 3. But the body of work and everything that went up, leading up to the ending, was amazing. It was flawless. And for me, this was a great match. And what we thought was going to probably be one of the worst fights of the night is probably one of the top fights of the night for SummerSlam. I mean, there was nothing bad what to say about this fight. 3 3/4 to 4 stars is my rating. Anthony, it's yours. Go.
What did I say last night on the show last night? Didn't I say have faith in this fight? Because I did. And look what happened. I told you guys to have faith, and look what happened. This ended up being the fight of the night. Can you believe that? I mean, wow. Unbelievable. I mean, I told you this fight was going to be good. Yeah, I mean, Michael Flecha, you're going to love what I'm about to do here. I hear what they say. That they say that the house show fights were terrible. They say that the house show fights were not drawing. But Tony said, wrong, wrong, wrong. Because this fight was absolutely awesome. 4 to 4 1/4 stars. Fight of the night. And I believe I had this one, guys. I believe I had this one. I mean, all the other guys are saying, this fight's probably not going to be any good. It's probably going to be in the early going of the show. Blah, blah, blah. But once again, I'm going to be a rosebud here. This was absolutely awesome. I mean, the near falls down the stretch were phenomenal. The action throughout was great. I mean, this fight, along with what we had coming up next, were, without question, not one but two, Michael Flecha be a man fight. And this was definitely the epitome of a Michael Flecha be a man fight. And we got it right here tonight. I mean, Superman punches, sick RKOs, spears. Oh, my gosh, what a match. And I told you, when I had all those scenarios last night, if Roman Reigns was going to be taken seriously as the next big guy in the WWE, he had to win this fight. He did it. He got the win. This is, and I think now I can honestly say, with this win tonight, strap that jetpack on him, strap that rocket pack on him, and push that sumbitch to the moon, because he's on his way to some bigger and better things. No, beyond bigger and better things. I mean, you thought this was big tonight? Well, 5 months from now, January, a little event called, I don't know, the Royal Rumble, which he set a record with the most eliminations. Well, I think he's going to break it. Not only do I think he's going to break his own record next year, I think he's going to win the thing. He's going to win the thing, and then March 29th, 2015, Levi's Stadium, Santa Clara, California, in the shadow of San Francisco, in front of however many fans are going to get into that beautiful new venue. Roman Reigns, within the next 7 months, you heard it first. He is going to be not only the next big thing in the WWE, but he is going to be, quote unquote, on that night, the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Tonight, you just saw the first step in the evolution of a man who is going to be, without question, the next big mega star in World Wrestling Entertainment. Well done. Fight of the night. Congrats to Roman Reigns. Brother, you are on your way. Brother, you are on your way. Rocket to the moon, baby. Book it. 4 to 4.25 stars. Fight of the night. Michael Flecha, how do you follow that?
We follow it with the main event of SummerSlam 2014 for the World Wrestling Entertainment World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, John Cena, puts the title on the line against the challenger and #1 contender, Brock Lesnar, accompanied by his agent. My name is Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the bout, and new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Brock Lesnar. Now, here's the thing. The fight is about 3 stars, no doubt about it. And here's the reason why I give it 3 stars. It was absolutely one-sided. Brock Lesnar came, he saw, he conquered. It was, like, I'll even admit this. I thought the win that he had over Undertaker was shocking. No. What made this shocking was how dominant he was against John Cena here tonight. To me, this was the most telling thing out of the entire night. Was Cena really had no offense for the Beast incarnate. And at the end of the day, yeah, Cena had his moments where he had the STF, he had, he hit him with, the 5-knuckle shuffle, he hit him with the AA, but the thing was, predominantly, it was all about Brock Lesnar. And at the end of the day, Brock Lesnar is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I want to say the 4th man to ever hold that prestige honor. Now remember, the first man to do it was Randy Orton when he was the one to unify the WWE and the World Heavyweight title. The second man to do it was Daniel Bryan when he won it at WrestleMania. The third man to do the feat was John Cena when he captured the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the ladder match at Money in the Bank. And now Brock Lesnar is number 4 in this new era. Now, there's rumors that tomorrow night you might want to kiss the World Heavyweight Championship goodbye because this might be the last time we'll see that belt. And on top of that, we already saw the layout or the blueprint of the new WWE Championship belt. So we already know the belts are made, they're done, they're already coming out tomorrow. As of tomorrow, they might be coming in. So we'll wait and see. But whatever the case may be, Brock Lesnar is now the champion of the world. Bill McConnell said it best. The new champ is here. But I got one thing on my screen share that I would like to share with all you great people out there, and it's this photo, and I'll bring it up in just a second. Let's see if I can get it. And with that said, it is basically that history was indeed made. And sometimes they always say the best laid plans are always the best to be, constructed. Now, if everybody remembers Plan A back in the day when this first came out, Plan A was about trying to get the belt off John Cena. They were going to do whatever it took to make sure that this man would not walk out with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Why? Because they did not want Cena to be the man. They wanted anybody but him to be the guy, to be the champion. But sometimes they always say the best laid plans are the best to be, come around. And gentlemen, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Look at that. Paul Heyman shaking the hand of the Authority, Triple H, as Brock Lesnar has in possession of both the WWE and World Heavyweight Championship. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
I think this Follow Me Mimi says it all here. I mean, the memes we're used to doing. Well, check out this one, folks. All little children of the world, cry yourselves to sleep tonight and sleep with one eye open, because my client, Brock Lesnar, conquered your hero, John Cena, just like he conquered The Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania. Pictures with 1,000 words right there, folks. I mean, how do you like that meme right there, folks? I mean, all these months we've been so used to doing, all little children of the world, sleep well tonight because your hero did it again, Superman, whatever. Nope, not tonight, folks. I mean, tonight we witnessed history. And what history did we see? Brock Lesnar became the new World Wrestling Entertainment Heavyweight Champion of the world here tonight in a 3 to 3.25 star match. I mean, wow. I mean, I'm all about the numbers and the stats. You guys know that. The number is 16. What's so great about the number 16? Well, here it is. Brock Lesnar tonight delivered 16 German suplexes to John Cena during that match tonight. 16. I've never seen anybody do that many before. I mean, I've seen Kurt Angle do a great amount of German suplexes. Chris Benoit, the late great, did a lot of German suplexes in his fights as well. I mean, I could go on and on and on about some of the all-time greats who use that move during their matches a lot. And, yep, there's another photo right there, courtesy of Michael Flecha. Right there, you see it. Another picture worth 1,000 words. Paul Heyman raising the hand of the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. I mean, absolute domination. I mean, ask yourselves the question, folks. When was the last time you saw John Cena get physically dissected like he did tonight? Brock Lesnar put on a masterclass. And in my honest opinion, out of all the matches that I've seen with Brock Lesnar in my lifetime, tonight was Brock Lesnar's personal best in-ring work ever. The match may have been 3 to 3.25 stars overall, but Brock Lesnar's performance in this match tonight, in my honest opinion, was 5 stars. Whether you like the guy or you hate him. And I know Michael Bullock hates him because he ended his boys' streak at WrestleMania. I can understand that, Mr. Bullock, but on this night, at least for this night tonight, you've got to at least respect the man because he absolutely dominated and physically dissected John Cena. Wow. Absolute wow. That's all I can say. What a night indeed. And it capped off one of the greatest, and I'm going to say it right now, one of the now 5 greatest SummerSlams you will ever see. Well worth the $9.99 a month if you watch if you're traditional old school people who shelled out the 45 to 50 bucks via traditional pay-per-view, whether it's Cox Communications or whatever pay-per-view provider you may have, if you have it still, it was well worth the money. No refunds tonight, folks. Absolutely unbelievable. How are they going to make this work? Don't worry. They'll find a way. He's holding that thing till WrestleMania. He's going to keep it warm for the next 7 months because you know when it comes to WrestleMania 31 on March 29th, 2015 at the beautiful Levi's Stadium, where we're looking at a good at least 75,000 plus there on that night, he's keeping that title warm for one man. The master of the Superman Punch, Roman Reigns. 3 to 3.25 stars. Great way to cap off one of the 5 greatest SummerSlams of all time. Michael Bullock, I know this may be hard for you, but elaborate, if you will, your thoughts on this unbelievable physical dissection of John Cena by the Beast incarnate.
Yeah, all I can say is, wow. I mean, I have never seen a man dominate a WWE World Heavyweight Championship match like Brock Lesnar did tonight. I do agree, 3 to 3.25 stars, and I mean, John Cena, he did get some offense. A little bit of offense, but it was mostly Brock Lesnar all the way. And man, 16 suplexes, or German suplexes, like you said, and with the many times he landed on his head from that, I was fearing that he might get a concussion from all that. And the same thing with the vicious knee shots that he took to his ribs. I was thinking, oh, he's probably going to have some busted up ribs, and maybe coughing up a little crimson red, if you know what I mean. This guy was just, Brock Lesnar just purely dominated, decimated, and destroyed John Cena. When was the last time you ever saw John Cena get completely dominated like that? I had never seen anyone get dominated like that. That was probably one of Brock Lesnar's best performances, and yes, I know I literally hate the guy because of what he did to the Undertaker and ending his streak, but you gotta respect him for what he did tonight. That picture right there, you never would have thought you'd see with Paul Heyman shaking the hand of Triple H congratulating Brock Lesnar on becoming the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Because, remember, that's what Triple H's goal was, to make sure John Cena was no longer WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Plan C worked out well. And all I can say is good luck to anybody who's going to take, or at least attempt to take the WWE World Heavyweight Championship from Brock Lesnar, because I basically don't see anybody taking it from him the rest of the year. There is one person I can think of that could do it, and that's who Anthony Florio just mentioned, Roman Reigns. When will that happen? Like he said, at WrestleMania 31 at Levi's Stadium in downtown San Fran. And I'll say this right now, and Flecha, I know you'll agree with me on this one. Right now, Brock Lesnar, and I know we're not even in December yet, but he is right now your superstar of the year for 2014. I know we still got a few months left in the year, but I'm already putting it down right now. Brock Lesnar is your 2014 superstar of the year. Book it, Flecha. Let's move on.
There's nothing left to say. Let's just get right into the final reviews, our final thoughts. Anthony Florio, we start with you.
Second best pay-per-view of the year. I still think WrestleMania was better, but to me, this was an unbelievable SummerSlam. All the in-ring work tonight was absolutely fantastic. I can honestly say, next to WrestleMania, this was the second best night of in-ring action that you will ever see in 2014. Not quite a perfect 10, but damn near close. 9 to 9.5 out of 10 is my rating for this show tonight. I mean, this was an unbelievable SummerSlam. I mean, if a couple of things had, if the Diva fight had been a few minutes longer, and if we didn't get those two authority shenanigan finishes that we got tonight, then we would have been looking at a perfect 10 and a toss-up between this and WrestleMania 30 for the number one show of the year, for our year-end power rankings at the end of the year. But right now, because of that, and because of the shortness of the Diva fight, and a little bit of some slowness with the Rusev and Swagger fight, I can only say this was between 9 and 9.5 out of 10 for this show tonight. The second best pay-per-view event of 2014. Roman Reigns and Randy Orton stole the show tonight with their unbelievable match. Brock Lesnar absolutely dominates John Cena. One of the most physical, one of the most dominating, his personal best in-ring work ever. 5-star performance by the Beast Incarnate tonight. The heel turn of Nikki Bella, we saw that coming from a mile away. But Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon surprised the hell out of us and gave us one of the best women's matches we've seen in forever. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose with a lumberjack match for the ages. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt, a very good match with those two, better than the Battleground fight, no question. And then of course Dolph Ziggler becoming the new Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Another correct decision there. The only real negatives I had was the Diva fight being only 5 minutes, being too short for my liking, and the flag match. I mean, that was a little. It was a good match, yes, but I just didn't like the setup of the fight. I would have preferred a capture the flag match, to be quite honest with you. And of course, the two authority shenanigan finishes there. So, but other than that, man, the in-ring work was absolutely spot on. Well done, WWE. You should be proud of yourselves. You hit one out of the park tonight. Second best event of 2014. WrestleMania 30, just a smidge better. So, nothing left to say here. 9 and 9.5 out of 10. And to all of you who, on behalf of World Wrestling International, on behalf of all of us here at the Wrestling Forum, thank you very much for your efforts. Well done. We appreciate the effort. You should all be proud of yourselves tonight. Job very, very well done. 9 to 9.5 out of 10. Michael Bullock, do you agree with me, or are you going to have a different rating on this?
I agree with you 100%, Anthony Florio. 9 to 9.5 out of 10. I mean, second best pay-per-view of the year. I mean, WWE really hit it out of the ballpark tonight with this SummerSlam, and definitely one of the best SummerSlams in a long time, and it's definitely in the top 5, no doubt about it. I mean, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton definitely stole the show. The complete domination of John Cena by Brock Lesnar. Dolph Ziggler becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. And of course, Stephanie McMahon beating Brie Bella. Of course, with the heel turn of Nikki Bella. That Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose in that lumberjack match. I mean, that was well done, because last night we all thought that lumberjack match, going into this, we thought this was going to be one of those meh fights, if I was going to be quite honest with you boys, but everything, I mean, the only thing I was disappointed in was, of course, well, the flag match was still good, but I was thinking that maybe it would be just capturing the flag to win the match. And the Divas Championship fight, I mean, I would have loved to see a little bit more from it. And yeah, those two authority shenanigans, I could have gone without, which was, I hate to say it, a little bit on the pointless, unnecessary, and unacceptable side, but as the authority would always say, they did it because it was best for business. Yeah, best for business, my ass. So, yeah, so, all in all, this was still, I mean, a damn good pay-per-view tonight by WWE, and they should be proud of themselves for what they did. Second best pay-per-view of the year. I just think WrestleMania 30 was just a smidge better. So 9 to 9.5 out of 10. And all I can say is let the fallout begin tomorrow night. And yeah, I see Anthony Florio basically putting a photo there with yeah, of course with Nikki Bella there, and yeah, so 9 to 9.5. And all I can, like I said before, let the fallout begin tonight. I might say, since we are officially now on Monday. So let the fallout begin tonight on Raw. So with that being said, Flecha, your thoughts?
9 is the rating for me. What a night it was. What a show it was. Everything had to be perfect, and it was almost perfection. No doubt about it. Anthony, thank you for that awesome photo with the beautiful Lindsay McCormick being there in LA tonight. We all know that. And as always, the WWE, they always know how to promote these big events. And it was an amazing show to see, to say the very least, and it was perfect. Everything about the show was that near perfection. All the matches were great. Even a couple of the fights that we thought were not so great actually were better than expected. This was as great of a show that you can have. And I will say this, whatever the case may be, this was, I believe it or not, guys, this was the last hurrah for Los Angeles and SummerSlam, because there is a report going out that next year's SummerSlam is going to be in New York. They're going back east for the next SummerSlam. Now, does that mean it's Madison Square Garden? Does that mean it could be Barclays Center in Brooklyn? Or could it be somewhere in New Jersey? But they did mention it's in the New York, New Jersey area. It's going east for next year. How that's gonna affect for SummerSlam wise, we don't know. But I will say this: whatever the case may be, tonight was a major coup for WWE. And yeah, we've been slamming them for the last few weeks about the WWE Network and the $9.99, and we had a little haha with Hulk Hogan at the beginning of the show. But let me tell you guys, tonight, if you had the WWE Network, you got your money's worth. You definitely earned the $9.99 or the $19.99 or the $12.90. I think the $12.99 wherever you are around the world. Because remember, this is being shown in 170 countries around the world. And UK, don't worry, guys. You're getting it soon. You're getting it this October. You gotta wait. But I tell you, you're gonna love the network when you get it. It's been a thrill and a joy. And I still got it. My 6 months is not up yet. I still got a few months left before I had to re-up. And I will re-up. I'm guaranteeing you guys right now, I'm re-upping. For the mere fact. So, with that said, that's it. We're done for the night. So, tomorrow night, like I said, it is the Wrestling Forum. The Imperial Grand Poobah, Derek Ferrera, will rejoin us, and we will recap the fallout from Monday Night Raw, as that will go down the show starts at 8 p.m. in the East. Of course, wherever you guys are in the U.S. or wherever you are around the world, check your local listings for the date and time in your areas. And then, of course, right back here tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern is the Wrestling Forum, where we will recap everything about Monday Night Raw. And then, of course, keep your eyes glued on this station, on Bracefan 95, because I do have Triple Mania. I got a recap video, and I've been called out. To do the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, and I will do that for you guys tomorrow. I got challenged by two people, Derek Ferrera and somebody who's very near and dear, close to my heart. It's in the family. I got challenged today to do it. So I have 24 hours. I got to do it by 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. So I will do it. You guys get to see that. Keep your eyes peeled on that video too. And who knows? Maybe a member in this wrestling forum crew might get called out next. Who can it be? You'll have to wait and find out. Until then, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Mike Flecha. You know the routine, everybody. Hugs and hand pounds. We out. Good night from East Providence, Rhode Island.